Have you ever had that moment when you look around you and you feel like everybody else has got their life sorted except you? They're getting promoted, they're buying their houses, they're starting businesses, they look confident, they're happy, and they're ahead. And you're thinking, what am I doing wrong? I'm Steve Maher, I'm a bestselling author, accredited coach and registered therapist, and I've helped hundreds of clients in over 3,000 hours of coaching sessions transform their lives. You see, I used to feel like I was falling behind too, until I realised something that changed everything. So stay with me to the end of this video, because I'm going to show you the one thing that you're not seeing that's making you believe that you're falling behind too. Now, this is much more common than most people are prepared to admit, especially if we're driven, thoughtful, and self-aware. But here's the problem. We're not comparing like for like. We're not comparing apples to apples here. We're comparing how we feel on the inside with how everybody looks on the outside. And this creates a completely distorted picture. I remember a period in my life when this feeling was a constant. I'd be on the train coming back from work, scrolling through LinkedIn, looking at everyone's promotions, their big roles, their achievements. My friends were all moving forwards, and I had a nagging thought in my head, I should be further ahead than I am. It didn't matter what I'd done or what I'd achieved, it was never enough. The more I compared myself to others, the worse it got, until one day something clicked and I realised I wasn't seeing the true reality. I was seeing an edited version of other people's lives and my life in full close-up. Your brain is trying to do something really clever here, but it's not particularly helpful if you want to feel calm and confident, because it's trying to ask the question, am I doing okay compared to others? You see, we all have an inbuilt tribal mind, and from an evolutionary perspective, what it's trying to track is your position in the group. But here's the problem. You see other people's promotions, their wins, their big moments, but you feel your self-doubt, your stresses, your failures, and the cost of your achievements. And your brain then fills the gap by making the assumption that everybody else's lives must be better than yours. Your brain is comparing your uncertainty, your self-doubt, and your behind-the-scenes struggles with everybody else's best moments. Now, that's just not fair, but your brain treats it like it is. Even when we achieve something, like we do get the promotion or we do something brilliant at work, our mind resets the bar. You see, we've got this inbuilt ability in our minds to recalibrate to our situation. We recalibrate our levels of contentment and happiness, and therefore we never feel like we've arrived. We're always chasing. I call it chasing the horizon, whereas we look at everybody else and it looks like they're already there. Here's an example of that recalibration in action. They did a survey of national lottery winners, and they asked those lucky people how they felt and what their level of happiness was before they won the lottery, when they won it, and 1 year later. And here's the really funny thing. When they went back to those lucky people a year later, and their lives had changed with all that extra money and the new houses and new cars, what they found was their level of happiness had gone back to where it was before they'd won that money. So here's the realization that changed everything for me. You're not behind, you're just looking at an incomplete picture. Everybody else around you also has the same self-doubts, the uncertainties and the struggles. You just don't get to see it. You get to see your life in full, up close, technicolor, and you get to see a snapshot of other people's best bits. Once you understand this, the pressure eases. So what can we do about this? Well, here are my 4 top tips. The first one is notice when you're comparing. When you're feeling like you're getting behind, ask yourself the question, am I seeing the full picture here? Which brings me on to tip number 2. Bring the picture back to reality. The fact is, you're seeing their highlights, but you're seeing your life evolve in real time. Tip number 3 is come back to your own path. Instead of thinking, am I ahead or am I falling behind? Ask yourself the question, am I moving forward for me? And my fourth and final tip is limit the triggers that lead to these comparisons. So if your platform of choice is TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever is your poison, and it leads to these feelings of I'm getting left behind, this is not motivation. You're looking at a distortion. Now, here's the thing that most people don't realize. The very people that you are comparing yourself to are actually looking around at everybody else, thinking that they're falling behind them too. And here's the really funny thing. They're actually looking at you, thinking that they're falling behind you. So we basically have a world of people that's looking around, thinking that they're not doing good enough based on a picture that's just not real. So if you feel like everybody else is doing better than you, it doesn't mean you're falling behind. It just means you're being human. And the moment you see this clearly, the moment you stop chasing someone else's life, is the moment that you start living your own life with calm, clarity, and confidence rather than your life being dictated to by comparisons.